Hello, my name is Matthew Wright. I work for the Ecumenical Centre in Skelmersdale. My role is to manage the service that supports locally situated asylum seekers and refugees. I began working at the Ecumenical Centre in the summer of 2021. The Ask Club is a service that provides welfare support, legal signposting, health advocacy to locally situated asylum seekers and refugees who are living in Skelmersdale, waiting for their decisions to be made about their asylum claims. At the Ask Club, we believe in fairness and justice for everybody. Everyone is deserving of human dignity. Every person is born with innate human dignity. All of us. Everyone deserves to be treated with justice and fairness. A refugee is a person. Any person who flees their country, running away from danger, running away from harm, running away from torture, running away from discrimination, is a refugee. We don't judge the merits of someone being a refugee based on what they can contribute to our society. We judge the merits of someone being a refugee and whether or not they're fleeing danger, fleeing harm, fleeing war, fleeing disaster. And we provide safe refuge on that basis. It is not illegal under international law, the law that the Britain helped write, to come to the UK to seek asylum by regular means. The international law and the treaties that we have signed protect people such as refugees who come to the UK by regular means. In the past, people waiting for asylum typically waited around 6 months for a decision from the Home Office. The waiting time has gone up many times. Typically, many people are now waiting a year, 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years, sometimes 3 years or more for a decision that will affect the rest of their lives. In the UK, people who are waiting for a decision to be made about their asylum claim are forbidden from working. For the first 12 months, there's a blanket ban on asylum seekers working. After 12 months of waiting for a decision, a person seeking asylum can request permission to work. However, once a person seeking asylum who's been waiting more than 12 months has received permission to work, they're restricted to only doing jobs that are on what's called the shortage occupation list. This is a specific list that's produced by the government based on skills that the British economy needs. Architects, engineers, physicists, scientists, ballet dancers, welders. When people first make an application, they're typically given something called Section 98 asylum support. This is a minimum level of accommodation and £8 a week in pocket money. Later on, when people are dispersed to a town like Skelmersdale into a house for over a longer term while they're waiting for a decision, they're given less than £6 a day in a living allowance and a room in the house. That living allowance must pay for their food, must pay for their clothes, their toiletries, socialising, SIM card, being able to keep in contact with their loved ones back home. Interim or temporary accommodation for asylum seekers can be a budget hotel. That budget hotel is typically only a temporary accommodation for a period of a few weeks or a few months, while longer-term accommodation is sorted out. By no means is it luxury accommodation. I've been to these hotels. I've worked with people who are living in these hotels. People's lives are on hold. They're confined to the hotels, much like a prison. I think in some ways it's the opposite of broken. To get better, making someone who is maybe physically and emotionally broken, helping them put their own pieces back together. in an environment that makes them feel loved and cared for. A minimum level of accommodation and food in their mouth. I think that's what any of us would expect to be a minimum level of fairness and justice.